Good morning, coming to you on Tuesday, July 24th, 2018 at 10 hours and 22 minutes. This is titled Marriage, this live and its purpose, because I didn't know like what to put. I should just put a marriage, the true meaning, the true understanding, the true and the divinity. Yeah, marriage divinity. That's what I'm gonna change the title to Marriage Divinity when it upload, and then add on. Gotta touch on my descriptions and my titles to give more of a understanding before people read or listen to the video, because like a lot of my videos are long. You can skip through them, and I'm gonna like try to section them off so you know when I was talking about, like if I was saying talking about topics, then like do like meaning an author, title, chapter, verse. I'm gonna put that like this what I was saying at this time, more of this time mixed in with that time. Because like I say, I'm learning revelation is not a set understanding of to me, it's organized, but only organized in all truth. It's not organized in some very art, like for me, an articulate way. It's a revelation. It's not, oh, I have to do it this way. This is how it's supposed to look. This is how there's no supposed to in the in a lot of situation and events. We don't know how it's going to happen, but it will happen. Like you say, I don't know how I'm going to get through. You don't. You know you got to work hard. You got to like, okay, when you get your degree, you don't know how you're gonna. Your first year, you don't know how you're gonna get to your fourth year. But hard working and studying and research and turning in your work, you have underlined. This is how. That's how everybody get there. There's no if and or buts. But the how is gonna vary. Cause say you have a child, you have two child, children. Let's say you're married. Let's say then you got married. Let's say you wasn't married, and then you got married at the last. You don't know what's going to happen in that time, so we call them the tests, the trials that you're going to go through. And this help out marriage, because within marriage and relationships, the worst that things that people, the worst instructions, teachings, understandings, mainly what people do in their relationship is trying to find, excuse me, value and understanding through other people. You can't. It's impossible. That's impossible, because the way I interact with this person, this one lady, and this other person, so this one man, when I have a guy friend for a male friendship with no homosexuality, I'm going to touch on that, how that's spiritually changing in the world. And it's like it's really bad, and it's really bad on women. I never seen, I knew men and women are gay. I never seen so many gay women in my life. And now we chalking it up into, that's how I know our women been destroyed literally from the inside out. That's what the spirit. That's why when I say I'm gonna start off with marriage, divinity, because the spirit is all. Law is all. That's where the word law come from. All. That's why law is so important. Why do you think we gravitate when we talk about certain spiritual, I will say concepts, but certain spiritual inceptions? And I'm still studying. Why does the Bible does not? Now, if you're gonna teach, preach, practice, sermon, what about inner self? Why is everything God, Jesus, or Allah, Jehovah? Why I never? Maybe I'm not reading right. Maybe because I'm not taught to read that way. And I would like people to have a lot of feedback in the comment section. We don't talk about the power of oneness. Oneness is you have the power of. See, when I use the power of and you are being, we know it's coming from the creator. I don't have to say, oh, thank you, God. Oh, that was God. Like people say, man, you did, I did a great job, man. Thank God you did that. I'm not I already gave God the things, but it wasn't his will to allow me. He gave me permission already. Yes, you can move forward. Do this, do that. You can walk on water. You looked away from me. That's when you failed. Now, when you said you failed because you did not succeed because you took your eyes off the prize. And now I say I'm success. I don't know what you are. because I don't know what you determined or persevered in your life to have be. I don't know what you persevered. I don't know what you've been through. I don't know how you overcame. I don't know if that drug's still seeping in your body. You still taking that elixir to give you that cursed elixir of alcohol or that cocaine. I don't know if that's what. And if you're doing that and you're smoking weed, it's attacking your spirit, and it's so strong. Because then in that case, you would stop doing those drugs. Those are drugs. Those are harmful drugs. I don't care how you want to put it. I don't know. I don't care where it came from. It could come from the earth. He never said, well, stuff from the earth wasn't going to be harmful with too much of. Too much of a lot is harmful. So I'm starting off with just open sayings because get them out of my way. Because I know this will help my conversation go a lot better once I remove all that's in me. You can say it's a fleshly talk or it's a secular talk, but it's a world. I'm not gonna say real because we all are real. It's a world talk. What we're utilizing, this is gonna help me get into my marriage and the divinity. Because marriage on earth no longer is lost its divinity. It's not divine. It's not spiritual. And that's the word I should be using. Now we're gonna say world versus carnal, or divinity versus carnal, spiritual versus carnal, or spiritual versus secular, or that's how we're gonna say it because we're no longer on the same plane. Like how they say, level up, level up. Okay, I get level up. What plane are you on? It's not my income. It's on my divinity, my spirituality of who I am, that power of oneness. Until we connect to the true source, that's the creator. Get way to get, and I say creator, that's a universal name. And there's no other line and meanings to dilute it, to pollute it. You can. But that's why they added it to, see, they know in divinity, we added Trinity. See, nobody want to pay attention to words. And divinity is dividing through your spirituality. That's what divinity means. How are you dividing your spirituality? Because we all know my heart, that's my physical. My soul and my spirit is three different. That's why as African descent people, we so much aligned to the concept of Christianity. I mean, more African descent Christian, and then a lot of Muslims. I know why my upper lip is like stiff and sticking. It's not sticking, it's rubbing. It's weird. Excuse me. And so, and I see and I understand the basis of a marriage on earth. Now, the word marriage can come from a lot of, when I have my tablet, a lot what I got in Revelation, and then I Googled, then I crossed with the thesaurus because the world got words, so I can't just go straight to the Hebrew word or the etymology of the word or the original read left to right because the original language was read right from left, and then not have all the context that they use to trick us. Because in marriage, what is in marriage? That's the starting off. What is in marriage? Well, in marriage, there is matrimony and bond and love. I'm going to say threes, always working threes. Because if that's taught, and that can be wrong, but I know I'm working threes because I know within me, I am truth, success, resolve, resolution. Marriage work in threes. That's why you have the cord, they intertwine as three. Man, woman, the center. And them three cords intertwine. And the center is, who do you give power to? Because you as a man, you have your power, your being. She has her power, she's a being. Your creator is a being. An omnipresent being, but a being that created us, and that is visible once we get into our spiritual body. And so that cord, when it becomes a three ring, The reason it becomes a three ring, because it's a three ring cord, because you need that, and that keeps it together. Now, when you break the ring, you defile, you commit adultery, which was in the word, every word, and it's written a certain way. The world is unloving and adulterous. That's why we are divorcing. We'll get to divorcing, of why we are never supposed to divorce. Never. Because you did not take your vow, which is the word. What is vow? Right to left. Wove. Wove, weaving, weave. Come on. I never seen nobody break down a marriage. I seen them break down marriage kind of spiritually, but it wasn't spiritual. How was it spiritual if you did not I want to say break down, bring together the word marriage? You did not bring together. It wasn't spiritual because you didn't even listen to your vows. So look at marriage. It take a man and a woman and your creator. Cool. But that's the spiritual, but that's not all it take, because we know marriage has to start in the heart. And this is why I don't understand why I don't see more of the power of oneness, because church is not a building. It said, now that says that even in the word, it's not a building. What is your temple? Do not defile my temple. What is he talking about? Because all things are old will pass away and they will be made new. So if all things, what is old and pass away and made new? A building could be made old, it's old and it passes. A building cannot pass away. It can be tore down. It can be wrecked. It can be reconstructed, innovated. You cannot do that to a person. The only creatures on earth that can pass away and make new is living objects. So more so in this sentence, the only beings on earth, an animal, a plant, a tree, all of the plant life, they don't pass away and make new. We are the only one that reproduce and pass away to make new. You know why we say make new? Because we are beings. He created us in his image. He made us new. And you procreate, the passed away made new. So all the information. So when you come on this earth, what is left here, you come born into. It's passed away, but you are made new. You became a new person when you come to him because your mind changed. And your heart. We forgetting about the heart. So everything lies, everything was upholded, uplifted, supplemented, purified in the heart. He didn't say, he did not call on us to purify the earth. It's like, I can knock that building down. Watch this. Oh, that wind just knocked down that building. You thought it was sturdy. Okay, I want you to live there, but it's made new. I want you to be content, but I want you to thrive and strive for it. Staying in the same building your whole life is not thriving and striving unless that building is for you. What he has for you is for you. Nothing on this earth can be corrupted if you follow in your purpose, your position, path. It's not in vain. So in the marriage, under the marriage and inception, no longer is placed on our heart. I love you first in my heart, because that's why I love everybody before I meet you. They're like, how are you able to do this? Because I love you already. It didn't say I had to be the best. It didn't say that I was gonna come out doing everything the best. It just entails, when I love you, you have to trust. You gotta worry about your bed being defiled. I'm not gonna bring nobody in your bed. Let them know I'm not gonna share my temple with nobody. I gave my temple to you. So now we come to the part of matrimony. At the alternative, altercation. It's not meant to be worldly. Marriage is not worldly. You don't need a license and certificate to be married in your heart. Now, this is why I'm talking about the homosexuality, the gay community. I'm calling it like it is. I'm not going to sugarcoat. You call me a homophobe, whatever you want. I'm being negative. That's not the right way. Just like if you say, we used to say retard. Now we say mentally disabled. Now we say autism. And it's offensive now. Oh, okay. And or they lame. If we want to use the true word, they're called lame because they're born that way. That's when they need a touch to let them know you got to put hands, but you got to work in the spirit and the heal and deliver that lame person. So when we started using the word lame towards people, we started cursing them. People that wasn't lame became lame. That's why you see all these people strung out on drugs. That's why you say children's minds messed up because they're strung out because their parents were strung out. So they pass down the curse. See, don't take my word for it. I'm just explaining it through the revelation I've received. So you got to beef with the spirit because law is all. And if you're on this earth and and if you say you're not following all law, name a rule that is on this earth that you are not following. Because you would say, well, all like more black men can have more wealth. Well, we are following a rule. They put drugs, guns, they put abortion clinic in our communities. It's the first example is a guy came to me and told me, I'm gonna open up a liquor store. And he said everybody talked to was like, that's not a good idea. It's not. Because you know where he wanted to put his liquor store? In the inner part of the city, where we already have five liquor. It's two liquor stores in the area I grew up in, and they're right side to side from each other. And there's another store that sell liquor within that vicinity, that district, that precinct. So why would you put another liquor store there? Did you like have like I was like, you don't understand the point of I explained it. He's looking at me like he probably thinking like, oh, nobody ain't explained that way. Had him seen him, he started avoiding me. I'm cool with that, because you know the truth. The truth had in his light. I said his light. He got lit in his heart. Be like, he do make sense. Why? And you have to think about why people keep saying that. People were saying it to him in a different way. I was like, no, like just in this area, I brought it up. The area alone itself, it's not good. But I was like, go out I'm in the neighborhood. You know what they call it? Wines and spirit. They don't have hard liquor. Know why? They know why that is toxic for their body. They know that's pollution. And if you want it, they have certain stores, but it's not like, oh, I can drive a half a mile and get another liquor. I literally in that area, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And the areas, that one little area is 5 liquor stores. This area, there's not one in a driving distance. Well, in a walking or a biking distance. But all these you can walk to. One is a bike distance. It's not even a drive. You can bike it there. So see how much access, see the corrupt access we allow. We allow so much corrupt access. So in your vows, now I'm gonna go over that. Marriage, matrimony. So in matra, it's need to combine, it's combining, bring together. And then it's the clave. That means clave is man, woman come together and become one in spiritual, not and this is why the divorce rate is at 70%. And the number one reason is finances. I asked women, which they seem to, only thing I learned from men and women is traditionally taught and passed down. We can pass down, but the number one pass down is hate. So that's racism. But we don't want to talk about that. But we love to pass down. I asked women like, I'm 35. I've been on so many dates. I was like, I got to the point to understand I don't have to spend my money to enjoy a date. Women's like, so how you going to date? You ask her out, man pay. I was like, that's cool. But before I ask you out, I like to get to know you. There's a phone conversation. Hey, there's a festival. Like, you can do things without spending money. How about, or we buy groceries, she cook. I was like, I was given so many ideas, and they was running around. I was like, hold on, and I kept let them talk. The key thing from the women, they kept saying, they all kept saying it. That's why you gonna stay single, or you won't pay the first date. I was like, why is me? I was like, see how the keep finances keep coming up. So I learned from day one, traditionally it's taught. And I said, who taught us to tradition that man's supposed to pay? They're like, that's a manly thing to do. You shouldn't want to see a woman pay. I was like, hold on. A woman shouldn't want to see me spend all my money on a date. People then they want to make excuse. Well, if I was like, if I have $1 billion, I had to explain this to a lady all day. I was like, if we made 200,000 a year, 200,000 a year, or 200 million a year, and it's a purse that's 5,000. Also, I would never buy a 5,000 purse. I was like, what for? Do that purse got a special mechanism to do what I can't do? Do that purse sweep the floor? Because $5,000, that's a good enough money that can feed some people. That can work into some programs where it can feed people that's hungry out there. I'd rather use that for $5,000 than just waste it to a company that's probably don't give a damn about you. Most likely they don't. All these companies, these Michael Kors, Calvin Klein, we talk about how, and this is spiritual too. They say African. They know who they selling to. They're not selling to the white people. I don't see white women with Michael Kors and Calvin Klein panties, and they're like $60, $70, and Victoria's Secrets. I see African descent women mainly wearing those pink. Like I didn't know sweatpants can cost 60 damn dollars. Damn, like 60, 50, 30, $30 for sweatpants. Sweatpants can rip at any moment. Stretch pants, like man, I didn't know that. That was the price. I was bad. It's bad enough that men pants are $60. I didn't know. Like dang, like but then I'm about to buy women clothes. Women clothes, you can go there. I can get as a woman, I can get like 10 outfits for like $20, $30. Let me go $20, $30. That's like a t-shirt for a male. And we have not made a clothing line through males that made the clothes like okay. We know this. They do that material cheap. We think that they found a way to use cheap material, and that's going off the subject. But at the same time, why would I waste that much? That's a waste of money. We could go. That's a vacation. That's a trip. That's a travel. That is more. I can use. That's a save. That's a to my child's tuition. That's more, and that's what the women did not understand. Like you want me to waste money on a date, but if you really like me, you would tell me to keep the money in my pocket. And I said this, let's do the reverse. Let's say we wasn't taught in traditionally, would you spend $70 just to go on a first date? Now what if the person say no? So I was like, I'm 35. So imagine if somebody just keep like you went on first, second dates and it's like you just wasting your money. I had a woman count my money, a lady I was with from Rochester, Elizabeth. I brought him $300 and I told her like how much money you have. She knew when I had 33 cents left. I was like, you was counting my money? It's money, that finance is that important to a woman? You would rather go do anything for that money? But in general love and of that woman, it's no longer expected. I see it more when women now grew up in a certain class. How we try to divide ourselves and conquer. It's in classes. Like, well, this African descent woman, okay, she would white, but that's all I grew up around because her family was made good money. But they moved to an area to where there was only Caucasian or Euro men around. Okay, I understand that. But then she's like, I don't like my own. But that means your father. So it goes into that's starting to become spiritual. So, but in matrimony, the tree is TRI. That means three. The third, the Trinity. So it's three. That's where that man, woman, and their creator with the three ring cord come along. And the cord is, I don't know if I explained it, which I know I don't recall. I'll say I don't know. I don't recall, but I'm going to go over it again. Each chord, my chord for me, the first is one chord. It's not even first, second, or third. It's a chord. But since I'm the head and known as the provider, that's why if we're going to traditionally teach Teach with some definity. So define what you're saying. Why is it that way? I started challenging and it didn't make sense because all people would say doing, well, it was always that way. Well, all that way, well, it was always meant for me to not become, if I was born in this neighborhood, it was meant for me to be incarcerated, put in jail or dead by the age of 35, to have multiple baby mamas, to have multiple kids I don't take care of. So if I'm going by, if that was defined that way, what you're saying about how a man supposed to pay for always first date and pay and do all this, well, if I go by that, I shouldn't be sitting here. I'm very thankful and I'm humble and I'm grateful to able to even talk to you. My neighborhood, literally, I keep telling people, the dudes are in jail, prison, or they're dead. Or the other dudes, they're lost. They're doing the same thing. And the older men that was in my neighborhood, these dudes, like, they have no direction. Because there's no men there. And they look at me like, and I remember one dude in my neighborhood, like, man, you made it. I was like, I didn't make it. He's like, no, man, you got out of here. You didn't become what we became. I was like, thanks. And I was like, once he said that, I felt that in my heart. It wasn't more of a, oh, you got a lot of money, you made it. Another dude, like, and then when I talked to him, like, yo, we respect you. It's like, you sat here, you did what we did, but you didn't do what we did. You got to understand that. And I respect it. And if you go up to them, it might look like they don't like me. Some of them might not, because that is put in us. We are breeded, BREED, or we're bred, BREED, and BREEDED. We are breeded, we're bred to like hate each other. That is taught from birth. They try to make a video on YouTube talk about we're not, and they use the black man to bring up racism, but they only use statistics that was only, that's what I'm saying, conductive to their truth. It produced their truth. But if you're using the statistics about being put over, and they actually, the people, the African descent men and women put over are guilty. Hold on. They had to be followed and trailed. They had to be profiled first to be, and it's like, well, like nobody want to go to the reason they was being followed. They had no reason to follow them. Their license plate wasn't wrong. So how did you really catch them? Or since you profile so much, you're going to get so much wrong. If you profile any race of people, you're going to find wrong. If I can't think of a person that don't smoke weed. So let's say when weed wasn't legal. Well, if you keep profiling people that smoke in that area, let's say Chinese, Japanese, let's say Japanese you're not pulling Japanese over. They transporting the weed to the community. You're not going to catch them. They're not going to be committing the crime, the drug crime in that area. Duh, because they're not the one. You're not pulling them over. And I started using logic. Once I started using logic and challenge. That's why I say we're not supposed to teach or instruct or have certain. We are meant to guide. I'm a guider. If someone put that on edit, I am a guider, a seer, observer. I know what to look for, and it's the challenge. What was already told that I was, but I'm really not, because it was a lie. You told me I was gonna be nothing, but now look at me. I am somebody. I am body, BODI. The power one of. You told me I wasn't gonna never get to know my true creator. And Moni is like testament, trial, obstacle, period, and time. So in our period of time of matrimony, we come together, we bring together, we honor the 3-ring cord. So each cord, my cord, I have strands. So what are strands? My attributes, my character, what make up of me. It has nothing to do with the finance. Yet I'm not even. Did I mention? So for all the men and women, African descent, especially us, that's defining love through money. When did I bring up money? One time. I brought up character. And then let's break this down. I'm gonna break this out. Break it up. Take this away. We're gonna release this and loosen that, and we're gonna start saying that. So I did not mention money one time. I mentioned character. And we mentioned the words we like to use, women like to use expectations and standards. And people like high standards. What is a high standard? Well, I know from a quality of who you are, do you respect yourself? That goes in the category of morals and values. Values. I don't need to say standard. Put value. I value myself more than you value me looking like a slut outside. I check my woman. I was like, excuse me, I was dating a lady, Nicole, like your booty cheeks just on. She was like, so I was like, for real? I didn't know you were still single. Who are you attracting? You are I love your booty. I was just literally not being nasty, literally kissing your booty a few hours ago. And I wouldn't eat no booty. And I enjoy it. You're 5'11". You're my chocolate empress. I don't use queen. Look at the word queen. And I'm a king or emperor. But women are empress. It's a takeover of the civilization because the womb, they bring life into this earth. That's why we cherish them, cater. We want to protect you. We want to do all that. But your values are off. You don't value yourself. It's kind of hard. It's like women say men didn't need validation. He should have more trick confidence, but esteem. But if women beating me down, and that's how, what reason that I get hurt when women beat me down? Because I know women are empress. Our mother brought life into this earth. My father help procreate, reproduce. His sperm hit the seed of her ovary, and I became an embryo. I became life when it finally fertilized her egg. He seeded her egg. He helped seed the seed. The seed needed a structure. It gave that sperm was a structure of who I was going to be. My nucleus with the creator. So I was being beat down, but April did not understand my beat down. She said, "Why are you so hurt?" She had to she even tried to whisper. I was like, "April, you don't understand." I was like, "Is you trying to understand me? I want to learn from you." But you was with men. I was like, I bet you never had a man say he want to learn or let's do this together. She was talking about we can build the empire. We can't build the empire. You didn't want to be in an empire with me. It's like she pushed away after I wasn't fitting the confidence. No, I didn't have it. I didn't have a high self-esteem all the time. It's like she didn't. I'm not gonna hold false sense of who I am to no one. No one gonna know like that was fake. You would never say I'm gonna work in a false. I'm not a false person because I'm truth. So why would I lie? Would I do anything to hurt you? Because I have too many morals. So on my moral compass or fiber of who I am, my morals stay the same when it comes to murder. Murder is murder. And we'll get to in Revelation. I meant to bring up Cain and Abel was not man. Was not man. Those are spiritual metaphors. We were spiritually. It was a spiritual murder. And I want to bring that up another session. A Cain and Abel. So Cain and Abel. Think about that. Cain and Abel. Can you and are you able to? Which was passed in the awe, the spirit, the law. The law is the carnal, secular version of the spirit. Because all it is spirit, but we're not working in the marriage of spirit. So when we come together, which is the moni, the trial and the obstacles and period in time, what did we go through in that time frame? For 935, I'm not in marriage yet. I don't have a woman in my heart for marriage. I'm not worried about that piece of paper and license. And this is why homosexual people, you just messed up yourself. Go read the law of why you should never have one. They wanted to tax you. Your taxes was way better. You was better off having a civil union than a marriage. A civil union has less clause of why and what, who, what, where, why, what they can do and what they cannot do. You just hurt your own self. Since you want to be equal. They got this spiritual, they got this by law. Women are fighting to try to be equal. So when I pay on a first date, no, you pay your half. But I asked you out. Okay, I won't. Let's go to a festival. Don't you want to have fun? I can't have fun at a festival. You pay your way. How come we can't have fun when you pay your way? Because it's allowing you to think like, wow, now I really gotta, like they say, order my steps of how I spend my money. Yes, you do. Don't, and the woman, you know what she said? I get my hair. I like, hold on. I get my hair cut, but I cut my own hair. I don't rely on other people to do my hair. You rely on other people to do your hair. That's a good service, a good business. I'm not dissing that. But that's your choice, what you're doing with your body. I'm making the choice what I'm doing with my body and what I am working so hard for my body to be beat down. On the average, 70% too of men die. See how these numbers connect? 70% of men die before the wife, and the woman lived 20 plus more years after the man died. You know why? He worked his body to death. So you're working to death with no purpose. I'm not going to work me to death with no purpose. So with all these first dates and wasting my money, why she still they got like the woman, let's say you went on 3 days. You spent $70 each day. You spent close to $200 and $200 plus on 3 dates. And she's like, well, I don't think this is going to work. You're not for me. But she just still had $200 in her pocket. So if we want to be equal, now let's go equal mean fair. I don't use equal. Was that fair for him to spend his money while you keep the money in your pocket? See, nobody I challenge that. I'm gonna say, well, I'm a less of a man, but as I'm not the one, since you want the head, you want the real spiritual understanding of a family. A domestic family is domestic where there's a man, he's the head. Well, you would be okay for me not wasting my money just to eat. When you could have cooked, I could have cooked at home. Why can't we have our? Oh, I don't want to get our own house. Like, see, they're giving you so much a concept of what you should and shouldn't do. See, we breaking the spirit. We're breaking the spirit law. The spirit. We're not even in the spirit. And so that's the time. It's in your time. You're picking out how you want to enter and engage this woman or man. I don't need nobody to tell me, well, you shouldn't come to my house on the first date. Well, what if you cook dinner on the first date? What if you saved each other a lot of money? You save I was like, don't you want to? So if you really financially really thinking, come on, let's challenge your mind to like, hold on, that is financially thinking. But the number one cause of divorce, the marriage and divorce. Another one cause of divorce. I'm gonna get to divorce. Woo! This is why you're not supposed to break marriage. And the number is finances, right? But why? Now, if I'm not resonating with you, you can turn me off. You don't gotta listen to me. You don't gotta listen to nothing I ever say. I'm not here to teach you or tell you what to do. I am challenging your mind to ask yourself, why do you just follow? Knowing versus believing. I know I can save money, and that $200, go put that in the account. What if he want to marry you one day? That's $200 more you got for your marriage. That's $200 you got towards your house. Your vacation together. So you did not just waste money just to waste because you wanted to eat a certain way. It looked nice. Ooh, we on date. Going out to eat, it's not fun. I didn't know that was fun. I had to go out to a festival and talk and walk, and we can do different activities and enjoy each other in a whole different light. We're lit. We're lighting up. I'm shining. I'm showing people. Like, if you want to be an example, be a great example. Like, that's why I'm greatness. No woman can tell me I'm not great for what I am. And a woman can say, well, that's why good men do not get. So if you know I'm good and you know this is my understanding, but how come we only work in your understanding? Well, I've been hurt. I never had like women like, show me something new. I can't show you something. I can't, you know why I cannot show you nothing new? Because you're not ready to receive. This is new. Because you all you're looking at is like, oh, you not a man. Oh, you ain't got no. Not that I don't have no money. I don't have no money to say I gotta go out and eat. I can cook at home. I'm going out for you. So let me choose. I'll give you options and you would choose those options. Not because, oh, it look nice. Let's go to Salvador's. That's like $100 a plate for not even a lot of food. I can pick groceries in your house for $100. See, a lot of women go resonate. They're like, damn sure you can. But a lot of silly minded women not gonna resonate with that. But like, well, I want to go to Salvador. That show, I don't care what type. I got to say, I don't care if I made 200,000 a year to $2 million a year. That don't change my mind. How do you think I got there? So the man when you find yourself meeting these men that make that money, he didn't start his business or his career making 200,000. He had to work to get there. Why can't you respect of what he's doing? Because if he's doing it for the better of him, he present himself to you. Guess what he doing, fool? He's looking out for you now. Like, hold on. Yeah, I just noticed you spent a lot of money on this. Let's sit down. This is how I did not waste my money with sense. I don't want to end. I want to enjoy each other. So if you are, they say other cultures don't call it gold digging, but it's still just because you're gonna go by a culture, which we have stated the Chinese men and the Puerto Rican men treat their women different. The women treat their men different. So don't even go on that yet until we get to that point of treating each other like we're supposed to be treated. Forget a standard. Come on, when we gonna start using moral values and ethics and not ethics? Is that even right to do? That's in the values and morals, but like you say it's okay for that young girl to look that way, but then you want her respect of herself to be high. Well, the reason she dressed that way because she don't respect herself. So now in your bettering of your mind, you respect yourself. But remember in your respect, what is my values? Your values just gotten better. That's ethics. Like you really just ethically put yourself in a better position now. That's why your purpose and mission is very important. Because without a purpose, you will look like a little slut. Like you went to the move to why when they had the porn awards and the video music award, why did the actresses and the women act look like more like porn stars than the porn star women? The porn star women looked like they was going to a ball. Like they was the fairly and people were like, well, they got naked all year round. Well, I met porn women and prostitutes and strippers. They don't walk around the world naked. It's the women that supposedly that's watching them, that's listening to their music. They don't want and the ones that's doing the actors. Why y'all walking y'all supposed to be acting. It's not supposed to be real. They paint. It's like you under contract, but by law you are under contract to follow those rules. So with no moral, so you throw out standards and actually put in morals and values. You don't have to say the word standards. And for the word expectation, expect. Well, I expect for me to be great, but to expect for her, from me or her, if I'm I'm in love with her, I have to talk this over with her. Well, as when I see my mother and talk it over with her. There's nothing wrong with saying my mother had 3 meals a day. Are you able to cook 3 meals a day? And why not? And I'm gonna respect that. Well, like and women, and stop throwing stuff on women. Ask a man, why don't you want to commit? Are you able to be? It's like I'm silly. If that's silly way to talk to someone, why are you not able to be? Why can't you commit to me? You can see I love, and it's like I don't see, and I don't feel there's anything. There's no reason to say this to the person. Why can't you commit? Why come we can't have this good conversation? I'm great, so you should be having great conversation. Well, or what's your reason of why you always a cheater? Why you steal? Why you're lying? Why you hurting people? It's like I really have that conversation with people. People that know me is like, and they don't say this is stupid because they like this is OJ. He really asking me a question. I was like, why is this really bothering you about your wife? What is bothering you about your fiance? People that getting married. And a lot of people that I know, and it's like, no, I'm calling to really take your take. I know I'm the single man. Why y'all calling me? Like my guy friends that is married. Don't ask me. And they'd be laughing. They're like, no, I just want to really want to hear. Because when they were single with that lady, because you're still single until you say, I am married to you. But not in some circular or carnal way when you still, they say, leave your options open. Well, I would never get to know you. That's another story. You don't get on a relationship. I'm going to leave a relationship alone after a while because I'm started getting into investment. But I'm going to continue this matrimony. I know I'm 45 minutes in. I didn't get to everything. And why marriage, I pick mirage because the worldly marriage is a mirage. It's an illusion of how it's supposed to be. It's not the real. It's not, I'm gonna use the word real. It's not the real, or it's not the right or the good way to present a marriage is a worldly marriage. Because a marriage is like he gotta give 3 months of his salary for a ring. Again, they go finances. It's gotta cost a certain amount of money. They were the finances. Still wasteful use of your finances. So the truth is the number one cost of marriage is finances because it's the wastefulness. And you can ask any, and that's what I don't know why people they don't never really define the why that was the waste. When are we gonna start defining that? I really don't understand that. He's bad, but why? Stop cursing him. Let's define why he's bad. Then we can say, okay, now let's find the right words and let's take him out of this curse. And it's become a ritual now. It's a ritual. I'm not saying ritual. Ritual have a temperance. Remember, like the word power, you go straight to temperance or variance. And put it that way, a variance. Because a ritual can be good or bad, right or wrong. Depends on the ritual of sacrificing a kid this for your city to get rain. That's bad and wrong altogether. That's either minds. It's not evil, but it's a ritual. Because remember, this was a tradition passed down. So I can't call it evil. We gotta figure out in the beginning why did they had a tradition? Because they thought they were sacrificing to the Bala god. He is God. God mean demon. God mean demon. Dog. God mean demon because God backwards is dogs. Dog is a servant. There's no servant. Nobody's here to serve. We're only here to help and assist. We cannot serve not one person. We're not even serving God. He's our father. You don't serve your father. You help and assist when he needs your hand. That's why I say, I show you my hand in guidance, fools. Anyway, in spiritual bonding of men and women, that's what marriage is. And it happens in the woman. I say womb one because it happens in the womb. The spiritual bonding. So to get to spiritual now in marriage, you need the creator, the man and a woman. He is our now how we get a pastor, that person that's supposed to stand in the middle, that's giving out the vows, that's reading the word off to you. I don't need that person. I got my creator. Why do I need a human unless he's advocating under the right spirit? He's not an advocate. If he's not in the right spirit, and I don't need the license. You're married. In a civil union, you have more power on this carnal and secular world than this marriage. Because in marriage, there's duties. I'm gonna get to that. So let me get vow. So the court. So now in divorce, divorces divide each other from what we owe. I don't owe you. I don't owe you one thing. I'm not supposed to owe you. And I say money has become the leading factor of worldly marriage because the bond of matrimony is not stranded nor corded together. So no power can come through. Only money, if not achieved, will prevail. You're not under, you're not in a union with that person through marriage. The vow is woven you together, it's claving you. And y'all become together, you become one. That's why you say you become one. So, and if I'm not articulating this the correct way, excuse me. I go off in different areas because I like to give an inception of understanding of who we are, what we've been doing, why haven't we challenged it, And why is, it's not a why is. It's nothing is defined. Nothing is finite. Nothing is in granite. Because even a rock can be destroyed and it can be crushed into to sand, or we can put water in and make concrete and then reproduce the rock. Reproduction. Rock it. I'm not going to use rock as being able to reproduce, but in the mind frame, it can. Get a full rock, you break it. It could turn into smaller rocks. Then we call them pebbles because they're even small. You can use it for granite to fill in the hole before you put the cement or dirt over it, because it helps fill it in because it's harder substance with a softer substance, and you can compact it together, and then I can crush it down so much it can become like dust and add water. I can make cement out of it. Again, reuse it and add other small little components to keep it bonded together. So marriage is a bond. Oh, I didn't even copy down that one. So marriage is the union between the spirit, which resides in the heart first. Earthly marriage binds you. They don't bond you together. It binds you. Because it's like binding to contracts. And a contract is a trick saying, this is what you owe. And I'm going to explain that. So it binds you to conformity. What is expected? What is expected? This is what you do. This is what I do. If you don't do this, you do this, I can divorce. If I don't like it, I can, because it's a law. So earthly marriages will fail. They will fail all day. And I don't say fail. I say success. That's not success because you're not using the right understanding, the right inception, the right section of marriage, the right view, the right perspective. No power or source but the law. You're using the earthly law. Law is all, but spirit is all. That's where they took spirit. Like, wow, we can take this. They're going to listen because in their spirit it connects. But that don't mean if I take that out, like now I'm only spiritual, but you have to be natural. So, and I say this, it's a great example. To drive your car, you don't really need a license, but they tell you that. Go look up the law. Go tell me why you need a license. And the lane you're driving on, it has to have order. Our creator is order. It's organized. So as a being, I want to make sure all the drivers on the road are safe. This area, it's not a lot of housing. It's a lot of open area to get you to one side of the city to the other side. We call this the highway or the throughway or the main way. But it's off to the side if you pass like a park, but it's walls and you can slow down, but you go on the other side. It depends. If you're on the left side and the other part on the right, it's still going through. That's why it's called the throughway or the main way or the highway. The rules kind of varies because on the right side, you will have to drive 35. On the left side, you can stay at 65, 70 miles per hour. Cool. Because you got to make sure everybody's safe. This side is faster because you're not near civilization to the point where if an accident was to occur, you ain't going to hurt the drivers. And you're far enough for the civilization to react if the accident get that bad. Civilization on the right side can react. So if they don't put that law down and say you only can drive a certain speed, everybody be driving different speeds. It's no order. It's no organization. So that's okay. But if you're telling me that like when people get pulled over and like you broke the law, but I was going up speed as traffic, that's why they made that law for as well. Like, well, speed of traffic helps out. But for you, like a guy said, I'm conveying. I got to worry about people. Yes, you do. You do have to worry about people because you're in a negative. When you're in a car, that's a negative. It's a void where you have no control over. You have a little control over the steering wheel and pedal. But if the gears go out, just like in your body, you lose control. So if your mind, what connects your mind to your heart or the spirituality don't connect, you lose control. So what is the man's duty is the woman's duties are under subjection or subjection. It's not by spirit when you're in matrimony and marriage. The marriage is not owed, but only by the heart. In the world marriage, you are owed. You are supposed to. It's mandated. It's manipulated. It's picked off. So a man duty, you have to do these duties. It's not set in stone in the spiritual, but we know the man is going to protect you and guide you and show you more than. And it's okay in the beginning if the woman guide and show more. If you was born from two different areas, but that don't mean that's like his mother. You might say, well, without my mother, I wasn't born. So if I take away the womb, and my woman should have a different guidance in her to be like, you should not do that. You're my wife. My wife should be like, no, no, husband, you should not do that. We should not do that. And I don't call my girlfriends. I try not to use the word or relationship boo or babe or baby or mama or daddy. I have or papa and mommy. That's that generational cuss word because you still amplifying slavery. I'm not a slave. Remember, you're not a servant. Dog in any other culture mean demon. And you saying God. So it's a demon. You're working under the so the marriage is a demonic put together. You're binding a contract of what you're supposed to do. Just like if you follow the law, just like if you walk in the building, as I stated, and it say ordinance 25, article 4, section 2 AC, you better Google that because you don't know what happens if you walk in this building. So when the law enforcers come in, you don't know what that article say. They can do anything they want to do to you by rule of the building. You became part of the law of the building. Outside, that's why I say having your own entity, your own business, you create the article. You still have to follow regulations, but rules you can make your own rules. Well, in this building, you work 9 to 5. I don't like 9 to 5. I'll break it down in 4 shifts. You got the morning shift, you got the afternoon shift, you got the evening shift, and you got the late shift, the overnight shift. In my evening and my overnight shift get paid a certain. I'm gonna follow. I like that law. I like that regulation. You get paid a little bit more because your body is not designed to be up. But if you can stay up, I'm gonna pay you a little more. You willing to do this? I'm gonna pay you a little more. And that's the worldly marriage. It's contracted, and I'm gonna leave it at that because I'm at 57 minutes, and then I'm gonna come back and go over. I'm gonna change the title. It's gonna be called Marriage Earthly Marriage, and I'm gonna do spiritual marriage because we feel like I seen even in the churches people get married, and I was like, that's to make money too. That's not how you get married. We supposed to have like if you really follow your creator, it's a whole way to we don't get married through a binding. We don't get married. We don't have a mirage. We don't need what the world need. Because in the worldly marriage as well, you get a divorce. You're not supposed to divorce. This is the last part. Because when you read your vows, it's key words. I'm gonna say curse word, key words. To death do you apart. To cherish. Always, and the word always is presented first. Always, always, also always. To thick or thin, rich or poor. Number one cause of marriage, 70% is finances. So now we're coming to the understanding, if we're gonna get married, you gotta have good finances. But I'm not marrying I didn't marry you because that's the case. I didn't marry you because of your sex. I can get sex everywhere. You can get money anywhere. I didn't marry because of your booty. I see booty every day. I can look at booty all day. So if you just marrying because of money, it would fail because of money. That is not love. And you keep saying love don't pay a bill, hell love can. Yes, that having love can. Love can pay a bill. Love the mess out of that man. That man is willingly, that woman is willingly, love the mess out of you. Just try this. Love the mess out of somebody. I say love the mess out of them. I know in these nursing homes, a lot of people not right and good to their family. Love on them. Watch it to see a change. I seen a woman looked so mean. Her family came. I'm happy to see my grandkids. She wanted to cry because she know what she did to her daughter and son growing up, and it became an honor. See, they got it's humility now. It's like, this is so embarrassing. You wiping my butt. No, it's not. This is the cost of the end of life. This is the time you put yourself in. This is what you're going through. And I can't say this to them. And you can be offended by what I say, but this is the truth. Because one day, what if you're gonna be in a nursing home, or somebody had the home? It's a home health, somebody home caring for you, and they're wiping your butt. How did you get here? Did you take care of your body, BODI, this vessel you was in very well? Did you feed yourself nutrients? Are you drinking a whole bunch of pop? Are you drinking a whole bunch of high fructose? It's causing inflammation. That's sugar. That's hitting sugar, but it's not even real. It's fake. Are you eating a lot of sugary foods? You can have a lot of carbs, but are you eating a lot of sugar and carbs to make that starch? That's harmful to your body. So I want to leave it off. You gotta, and this is why we have such disagreements. Because nobody's explaining the truth, the all truth. The marriages we are seeing are earthly marriages. Kim Kardashian went out and divorced Kanye West. Kanye West ain't cheat on her. His finances, his finances is not where she want to be no more. Her sister about to be a billionaire through finances, not take home money, just a billionaire. And Oprah's a billionaire through take home money. And now she see that, like, you use your money differently than how she used her money, but it's okay. But were you aiming for love? Kim Kardashian was engaged a few times and probably married once or twice. I'm saying probably because I know that the source is correct, but I'm quite sure men and proposed to her. I seen one, and she was married for like almost 48 hours. She put herself in the atmosphere for us to see. So she's in the news. It's not to diss her, but it's to let you know she wasn't these women not looking for love. These video girls you look up to, these Beyonce's, these Nicki Minaj, they pushing this gay agenda. They say they have more gay. Sierra just pushed the level up, but I'm leveling up. I don't got to be with a full. He can be an African descent man, but he can be mixed with African and any other race, but he can't be full African. I want my kids to be mixed. See, they're not good, but you chose the man that wasn't good for you. So we keep pushing agendas and orders. You can make a PSA with a young African young man, and she bring up, and it's a Euro Caucasus young lady, and the PSA is about homosexuality. You're not saying it right. No, I'm gonna say gay. You're gay. No diss. It's not the street, and I don't treat gay people no different. You can still call me black. I'm not black, so stop calling me black. Call me what I am. You was better off calling me a Negro. Just like if you read the history of America, we were originally called Negroes in America. So we are Negro American. So that's I'm going by all the worldly terms. So next I'm gonna do a spiritual marriage. So your path, your journey. Remember, you choose wisely. You choose. How you treat a person is how you're gonna be treated back. And then karma is not real. It's called spirit. So in the spirit, if you're treating people wrong, your obstacle is going to happen. Because what if a person come back into your life, you treat it wrong, and they see you, they might make their life, well, F them. I'm gonna make their life harder. I'm gonna hurt them. I'm gonna blow their building up. I'm gonna steal from them. So you gotta think about all the things you do. And it's more so, how do you treat people? We want the best, but we don't want to treat nobody good. We want the man to pay his we want the man to pay for all the meals, but you don't want to show him you showing him who you are. He don't like that. Cook for him. Cook. You can't cook. Learn how to cook. You can't cook a decent meal. You can't make, because there's a lot of meals you should know how to, like biscuits got to come from scratch. Because buying biscuits is the Hawaiian biscuits or rolls is very sweet, but they're good. They're sweet though. Where that sweetness, sugar. You can make unsweet. You can grow your own vegetables, but I'm getting too far into it. But it's your choice. You have a great day. Stay hydrated. You keep being beautiful and lovely as you are. Be a great man, be a great woman, be strong in yourself. Honor the Creator, be humble, be grateful, give thanks. And what I say unto one, I say unto all. Just watch, you live, and you be the best you. Best you. Shalom.